Taylor. Oh, what a goal by Peter
Welcome along to the show. I mean, I think if I'd have done this show last week, I would obviously have been talking about something very different. But how can I start this show without talking about Macclesfield?
And they had 2 shots at goal.
Where do we start? How bad was it? It was up there, right? I don't know how long you guys have been watching the team. But if it's as long as I have, which is 50 years or so, maybe a little bit longer than that, that was probably one of the worst performances I've ever seen, if not the worst. It lacked passion, it lacked desire, it lacked ingenuity. Well, forget creativity. It just had zero creativity at all.
I thought we played very well.
Glasner came under a lot of fire by saying you don't need tactics when you play a team like that. Now, I know what he means by that, because you could put our first, second or third 11 out against Macclesfield and we should win every single time.
You know, let's not take a piss here.
We have professional players. Now, we may have 4 or 5 players out, but I think Macclesfield are either 8th or 9th in their own division, right? So are you telling me that we should not beat Macclesfield every single time? So when he says you don't need tactics for games like that, yes, he's absolutely right. But what you do need is the right mindset. And that's where I will criticise Glasner, because they obviously didn't go into the game with the right mindset.
And no excuse.
And adjustments weren't made throughout the game to adjust that mindset. And they had time, right? What were we? We were 1-0 down at half-time. Listen, again, a Premier League team should be able to overturn a 1-0 deficit against Macclesfield. But we had zero. We had nothing going on. The defence was sloppy. We gave away another set piece. Up top, we had nothing up top. Now, what I don't understand about us having nothing up top is that if we didn't have a centre forward on Saturday, then just throw one of our big lumps up top. We're playing Macclesfield, right? There was a lot of things on Saturday which just did not make sense to me. And consequently, we had that dreadful performance. And I don't want to spend too much time on Macclesfield, because we've all had it now for the last 3 or 4 days, and nothing's going to change the result. It's going to be scrutinised. It has been scrutinised. It will be scrutinised. And all we can do is look forward to Sunderland and hope we see an improvement. I personally don't feel we are going to see an improvement against Sunderland, because I think our confidence is shot. I don't feel that the guys are making the right decisions. I don't think their final ball has enough quality. And everybody is just scared to take a shot, or there's just no confidence in the side at the moment at all. I don't know what it's going to take to bring that back, but Sunderland is probably not going to be the game where we turn it around just yet. You know, it's weird as well, because we didn't play so badly against Newcastle. We certainly didn't deserve to lose 2-0. to
I
Newcastle.
thought we played very well.
We actually played well. Again, we didn't take our chances, but I thought Johnson looked really sharp and pacey up front. He got knackered towards the end, but I thought he did very well. Our defence held our lines well. Caught Newcastle a couple of times on offside. Pino. My God, Pino. You know, I was very open-minded about Pino, and he was getting a lot of stick, particularly on Palace Twitter. But, I really have my doubts, actually, if Pino is a Premier League player or not. I'm not so sure that he is. Maybe he'll come good. Maybe it's confidence. He's still a young lad. He's like 23 years old. And I've got to be honest, after I saw the Mateta turn around a couple of years ago, I think any player can turn around. So I've got to be careful what I say about whether players are good enough or not, because I didn't give Mateta a chance in hell of being a footballer. But he proved me wrong. And so there's hope for Pino yet. Going back to Mateta, he hasn't looked great, has he? For 2 months now, 2.5 months? And for me, he hasn't looked great since the Millwall FA Cup game. I thought his game changed after that. He started to come good at the end of last season, a little bit. His hold-up play was good, but he's not the same player. I don't know what's going on with him. I know he's got a little bit of a niggle, but if Glasner's putting him in every week, it can't be that much of an injury where it's a problem. I think his problem, Mateta, is in his head, and I think he's just trying to think of everything way too much. You know, football's changed these days. Managers don't seem to get teams in the day after a bad performance. I was very surprised that Glasner didn't get the players in on the Sunday after the Macclesfield game. And I'm very surprised that he's not getting the forwards in and they're working on their finishing, right? Because I know they've been working hard and they've had a lot of games, but if something's not working, it's not working. And I don't think sitting at home, relaxing, is going to make it better. I know back in the day, players used to come in, do extra training, come in on a Sunday and work on their weaknesses. And, you know, right now, we've got a lot of weaknesses. And we've got a major confidence problem and a major finishing problem up front. And money's not going to get us out of it, because to get a top-class striker, you're looking at 60, 70 mil. I think Bronnan Johnson's going to be great for us, as I've already said. I think he is going to be a player for us. But it's going to take a minute. So, you know, in the meantime, we've got to work out our kinks, because I can't see right now where our next win is coming from, because we're struggling at the back and we don't have any firepower up front. So we've got a bit of a double whammy there, and it needs to be sorted out. I thought with the Aston Villa game, again, I thought we did okay. It was very cagey, the first 20 minutes. It was as if Aston Villa were respecting the past results with us, and we were respecting Aston Villa's current form, which is better than anybody else in the Premier League. Devaney should have scored.
And they had 2 shots at goal.
And then there was a chance in the second half where Devaney could have squared it to Johnson, and Johnson had a tap in. Again, we had our chances. It was strange for us to go from Aston Villa to Macclesfield in the space of 4 days and completely capitulate. It was so wild. There is a case that AstroTurf is a great leveller, but again, I can't really use that excuse.
And no
You
excuse.
see how I keep going back to Macclesfield? It's just there, isn't it? It's just, you can't escape it. But going back to the Villa game, I thought our press was really good. We had more chances than Villa, and generally we did very well. How Thomas Tuchel ignores Tyreek Mitchell for the England squad, I don't know. I think Tyreek Mitchell's a great player. I think he's been very, very good this year. And for me, he should be on the plane to the World Cup, alongside Gahey, obviously. I don't know what's going on with Gahey. I'd be very surprised if he moved in January, not because I feel he wants to stay at Crystal Palace, but because it would cost him a lot of money financially. He's going to make much more dough if he stays and goes as a free agent in the summer. And I think that's what he's going to hold out for. As for Glasner, I'm really not sure if Glasner is going to go or not. And the reason I say that is he had a chat with Brennan Johnson before Johnson signed. Johnson had a few decent offers, I'm sure. And I'm sure that out of those other teams which wanted him, we were not offering the most money. So that means he came for a reason. I really don't know if Glasner's going to stay or not. Although he did seem pretty down after the Macclesfield. Just one thing about Glasner, though. This is the first time he's really been tested since he's been at the club. And it's going to be interesting to see how he rebounds. The thing is with Roy Hodgson was that he was forever trying to fit square pegs into round holes. He did a magnificent job for us. He kept us in the division, and he always found a way for us to grind out a result. And I know at times the football was dull, but his remit was to keep us in the division, and he did that year in, year out. This is the first time that Glasner's faced any adversity at the club, and it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with it. So there we have it. That's the end of the show for this week. I do appreciate you listening and tuning in. We're on Instagram, Team of the 80s, and TikTok, and YouTube. I'd love your comments. Drop me a line. Make a comment in the comment section of Instagram or TikTok, and we can discuss. But for now, that's the end of this week's show, and I'll be back next week with another Team of the 80s. Thank you very much.